Bring Kabul's airport back online after it was damaged during the recent evacuations. The airport's runway is still operational, but the terminal and the air traffic control tower are in dire need of repair. Western powers are pushing for the airport to be back up and running to allow people to leave and to help get vital aid into the country. Meanwhile, the Taliban has held a military parade in the southern city of Kandahar to celebrate the U.S. withdrawal. Fighters paraded through the city center, some in armored vehicles left behind by NATO forces. A military helicopter also flew above the celebration. Kandahar is the birthplace of the Taliban and the traditional stronghold for the group. Charles Stratford is in the capital, Kabul, and has now more on how talks to form a new Afghan government are going.
These talks between top Taliban leaders, officials, are ongoing in Kandahar, in Helmand province, which is the heartland for the Taliban. We understand that it is actually included in those talks representatives of the various ethnic minority communities. But yeah, there are questions of cohesiveness with respect to various factions in the Taliban that may differ on ideological lines, for example. There are also big challenges with respect to the basic governance when such an administration, such a government is actually formed. Huge questions with respect to money. How is the Taliban going to convince the Western world, the international community, that it is basically standing by its commitments, the promises that it's made in the last few days or so? The West is saying that it's not going to release that money until it sees proof of those commitments being realised. There are also problems obviously connected to that money with respect to, for example, paying Taliban fighters. You speak to analysts and they say, well, there are concerns that if money isn't seen sooner or later, sooner rather than later, that then we're looking at possible questions with respect to maybe even defections to armed groups as these talks go on in trying to form some sort of administration that is not only seen as legitimate here, but vitally, if that money is going to be freed, seen as being legitimate by the rest of the world.